Alright, grade 12. So in grade 12, we still need to know what we've learned in grade 11 and 10. Right? So the first thing that we need to not forget is the compound growth formula. Right? So remember this: A is equal to P 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, so this is when you're just trying to find out how much your money has grown to after a certain period of time. A is the after value, so A means after, so it's the after value, right? That is A, and then P is the present value, right? So P is just the money that you start with or the money that you deposit into your account and so forth. Okay, so then we have the reducing balance, right? So this one is also A is equal to P 1 minus I to the power of n. Okay, so this one it'll always be assessed in your exam, but then, okay, so this is the reducing balance, right? Reducing balance. So this is the reducing balance, and how it works is it just deals with depreciation, right? So how much value something has lost over a specific period of time and so forth, right? Now it comes in different words. So when they want you to use this formula here, they can ask you using different terms. So the first one, they can say reducing balance, right? So this is one they can use, or they can say the scrap value, right? They can say scrap value, or they can say book value. If you're doing accounting, then you should know, right? The book value, or they can say the trade-in value, which kind of makes sense, because after some time you would want to sell whatever it is that you bought, right? So they call it the trade-in value. Okay, so this is just associated with how much value a product loses after a specific period of time, right? So it's just the value that the object loses as time moves on. I mean, if you buy a car for 500k, when you want to sell it in 10 years time, it won't be 500k, maybe 350 or something like that. So this is what this formula is for, right? And then here, this is the interest at which the object is losing value. Okay, so depreciating, right? And then n is the amount of times that the interest is being compounded. Okay, so now we have to remember this, and then we have to remember the compound interest, which is called the inflation, by the way. You know, inflation. So if they say a product inflated, so it means that its price increased, right? Inflation. Okay, so when they say inflated, that means that the price of that product has increased. Okay, guys, so you need to know that, right? And how you solve for n, when they ask you to solve for n, it's very simple. You just need to know your log, right? Remember how to apply your log. Let me say in this case, right, let us just work with the equation that they have there. Let us say that we have 5a is equal to p 1 plus I to the power of n. Okay, so here let us just say that you are trying to find out how many times or how long it took for the price to change. So here's how we solve for n, or how we let n be subject of the formula, right? We are going to divide both sides by p. So it will be a over p is equal to 1 plus I, right? 1 plus I to the power of n. And we use log. We say n, what I like saying, or what I tell other students to say, is just say n is equal to, because when you're using log, it is when you're trying to solve for an exponent, right? So you say log, and then the base of log will be the base of your exponent, right? So the base of our log will be the base of the exponent, which is 1, which is going to be 1 plus I, right? And then in the big brackets of our log, so in the big brackets of our log, we will put what is on the other side, right? So this is what is on the other side, so it will come in there, right? And then we'll say a over p, like that. So this is how you will solve for n, right? So just a free tip, when you're solving, or when you're doing finance in grade 12, try your best not to put in all the values at once and calculate them, because that in that order you are going to have to round off, and usually when you do that, your answers are not going to be as accurate as they should be, right? So what they usually just do is that they will take all the values, they leave what they are solving for to be subject of the formula, and then they just, like what I did over here, right? Let us say that we were trying to solve for n, so you will have to let n be subject of the formula, and then you will know what is I, right? They will tell you that the interest rate is maybe 9.5 per year, right? Or per yeah, they can say per annum, compounded monthly. So over here you say 9.5 divided by 12, by 9.5% divided by 12, right? And then in the big bracket here, you will just say the amount that they gave you at first, sorry, the amount that you started with. Okay, so the amount that you started with, and then the amount that it changed to. So over here maybe it was 500 rand, then maybe over here it was 750, maybe 750 rand. Okay, do you see that? So this is what happens, what you do. So you just have to fill in the numbers in there, and then maybe over here you will have maybe 9.5% divided by 12. Okay, now you will solve for n, and it is going to give you the amount of times, or how long. So the answer that you get here will be in months, right? N will be in months, and you'll have to divide it by 12, because remember we multiply n by 12, right? So n will be in months, and you'll have to divide it by 12. You'll have to divide the answer this side by 12 to get years. All right, thank you. Okay, so here's the last one that you need to know for your exam, right? It is called the effective and nominal interest rate conversion, right? So it's just the effective, the formula. I'm sure they give you this in the formula sheets. So it is if 1 plus effective, 1 plus the effective interest, right? So 1 plus the effective interest, it is equal to 1 plus. So this is the so n will be the number of times the interest is being compounded in a year. So that would be your m, and then I, this I norm is just the nominal interest, and then the EIF is just the, sorry, the IF, yeah, it is the effective annual interest rates. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you again in the next video when we are doing actual exam questions.